Hello students, hope you have enjoyed the festival seasons of Diwali at your home with the safety and precautions measure of coronavirus pandemic. So today I am going to solve some numerical problems based on class 12 physics chapter 1. So the very first problem we are going to discuss is what is the force between two small charged sphere having charges of 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb placed at 30 centimeter distance in air. So first we have note down what is given in our problem, then we have note down what we have to find out, and then we will establish a relationship between given and find out things. So basically we use formula and then we calculate the required value. So now start. So given charge on the first sphere, suppose this charge is q1, so q1 will be equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Similarly we will note down the charge on sphere. Second sphere, suppose this charge is q2 and this charge is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and distance is given. Actually this distance is given in centimeter, which is not the SI unit. Coulomb is SI unit and this one is also in SI unit. So before solving any question we have to convert all the parameters in SI units. So distance between the sphere is r. Suppose this is r and this r is equal to 30 centimeter. Convert this 30 centimeter into meter. So this will becomes 30 divided by 100. 30 divided by 100, that is 3 divided by 10 or 0.3 meter. 0.3 meter. And now we have to calculate the value of force. So we have to calculate F. Now look at the required and given values. Q1, Q2, R are given and you have to find out F. So basically if you use Coulomb's law to calculate force, the value of force will be given by F equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square, and this K is actually 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So from the formula of force we can easily calculate the value of force by putting these values in this formula. What is this epsilon naught? This epsilon naught is permittivity in free space. So this permittivity of free space having value 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, but we will put the value of this whole quantity K. So the value of this whole quantity K equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and that will come out to be 9 into 10 to the power 9. So now we have to, this quantity is known, this one is known, this one is known, and separation between them is known. So put down the value and solve it. So F equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into Q1 Q2. So Q1 is 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 and Q2 is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7, and this value will be divided by R square. So R is 0.3, so 0.3 square. Now solve this problem. take 10 to the powers together and numerals together. So this will comes out 9 into 2 into 3 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power minus 7 into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 0.3 into 0.3. So if we solve it, the answer will be nearly equal to 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. So this will be the value of force between these two charges, and this is the required force that we have to calculate. So this is our answer. Next problem, check that the ratio KE square divided by GME is dimensionless, where symbols have their usual meaning as in what senses they are used in physics. Look up a table of physical constant and determine the value of the ratio. What does the ratio signify? So we have to prove that this quantity is dimensionless. So we will go through the formula and write down the dimension of each and every physical quantity given in this relation, and then we find out the total dimension of this given quantity. So the given ratio is, first we have to note down the given ratio, and the given ratio is K E square divided by G ME MP. So this Me is mass of electron and this MP is mass of proton. So these both are masses. Usually we use its unit kilogram. Use its unit kilogram. G is gravitational constant and its unit is Newton meter square per kilogram square. E is electric charge and its unit is coulomb. And K is constant. K is constant, which contain 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and only epsilon naught have unit. It's Newton meter square per coulomb square. So first we have note down the unit of all the quantities given. So unit of epsilon naught. Actually K involved epsilon naught, and only epsilon naught have some unit. So this is equal to Newton meter square per coulomb square. And now unit of E, and this unit of E is electric charge, so its unit is coulomb. And now unit of G, it's Newton meter square per kilogram square. This is kilogram to power minus 2, that means per kilogram square. Kilogram square, and if there is minus, we will usually say it as per kilogram square. Similarly here coulomb to power minus 2, that is coulomb square, and due to minus sign, per coulomb square. So going in this way, see, we will simply illustrate it. So G, and now unit of ME and MP. Since both are masses, so they have same unit, and this is kilogram. Now put down the unit of given ratio. So putting down these units, we can easily calculate the unit of given ratio. So unit of given ratio is equal to K E square upon G ME MP. Instead of K, we can write it as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. E square divided by G me mp. So now put down easily the unit of all the given physical quantities. This is Coulomb square. Four pi is unitless. Epsilon naught have some unit. This is Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Into G have some unit. This is Newton meter square per kilogram square. Unit of me kilogram and unit of mp kilogram square. So now we can solve all these given units. So this will be reduced to kilogram per kilogram square and kilogram square. This will becomes 1. So Newton meter square and Newton meter square. So Newton square meter to power 4. Newton square meter to power 4. So 1 meter square is here and 1 is here. This and this will becomes 1 minus 2 plus 2, that means 0. So this will becomes 1. And kilogram, only 1 kilogram will be remaining. This Coulomb square will goes up and this will becomes Coulomb square. So Coulomb to power 4 Newton square meter to power 4 into Coulomb. If we convert into dimensional form, it will comes out to be m to the power 0, l to the power 0 and t to the power 0, which is dimensionless. If we write the dimension of Coulomb to power 4, Newton square meter to power 4 and kilogram, then it will comes out dimensionless, m to the power 0, l to the power 0 and t to the power 0. Second part of the question is, what does the ratio signify? So if we put down the value of k, e square, g, me and mp, this ratio comes out approx 2.3 into 10 to the power 39. And this is the electrostatic force to the gravitational force between a proton and electron. This quantity is equal to the ratio of electrostatic force to the gravitational force between proton and electron. Now with another problem, in a completely 4-point charges QA, QB, QC and QT, which have some values are given, are located at the corners of a square ABCD of side 10 centimeter. So first we have draw this problem. Suppose here is a square A, B, C and D, and the corners have some charges. So QA, this is plus 2 microcoulomb, charge at B, that is QB. This is minus 5 microcoulomb. Charge at point C, which is QC, this is plus 2 microcoulomb. And charge at point D, that is QD, which is minus 5 micro. We have noted down this. And side of this square is 10 centimeter. So what will be the any diagonal? If this side is 10, this side is 10, so it will be simply a root 2, means 10 root 2. Any diagonal will be 10 root 2. So here the distance between these two charges is 10 root 2. Similarly, between these two charges is 10 root 2. So we will use this concept while calculating the force. So now find out what is the force, what is given, we have already plotted it. What is the force on a charge of 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of this square? So we will design the center of this square. Center is the place where the diagonal cuts. So 0. Here each one another charge is placed of 1 microcoulomb. So here, without solving this problem, we can give a region. This charge is plus 2 microcoulomb and this charge is also plus 2 microcoulomb. This charge is plus 1 microcoulomb. So force between this and force between this and this will cancel each other. Similarly, this minus 5 microcoulomb and this is minus 5 microcoulomb. So force between this and this charge and force between this and this charge will cancel each other, because this force and this force will be equal but opposite in direction. Similarly, this force and this force are equal and opposite in direction, so they will cancel each other. So the net charge on this center will be 0. Net charge on this center will be 0. So there is no need to solve this problem. This is a conceptual problem and we can write an explanation directly. At the center, the net force is 0. So we can write the explanation as the net charge on the center O will be 0, because the A to O and C to O, these forces are cancelling each other, and D to O and P to O, these forces are cancelling each other due to the opposite direction and equal magnitude. So the net charge on center O will be 0. So there is no need to solve this problem. There is no need to applying any kind of calculation like force between O and D, force between O and P. So there is no need to calculate it. Simply this charge is same, this charge is same, this one is same, this one is same, and this distance is same, and charge from D to O, directions are opposite and magnitudes are equal, so this will cancel each other and this will cancel each other, so at the center the net force will be 0. Another conceptual problem is given. A system has two charges, QA 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and QB, this is minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. This is positive value and this one is negative value. Both the charges are almost same. Located at points A, here coordinates are given 0, 0, minus 15 centimeter. So 3 coordinates are given. So this is a 3-dimensional frame of reference, and B 0, 0, plus 15 centimeter. That means there are 3-dimensional frame of reference. So X, Y and Z all will exist respectively. What is the total charge and electric dipole moment of the system? So we have to calculate the total charge and electric dipole moment of the system. So first we will draw the given things. Suppose this is our XY plane and perpendicular to this X y plane, here will be the z direction, so z. So our point is 0 0 minus 15 centimeter and 0 0 plus 15 centimeter. So these 2 points will lie on z axis, one is another side of z axis and other is one side of z axis, because on the z axis the intercept is minus 15 centimeter and plus 15 centimeter. For rest of the parameters x and y, this is 0 0. So for this 0 0 plane, this will be passing from origin, and so here will be the plane z negative direction, 0 0 minus 15. This is your point A, and here will be at the same distance 0 0 plus 15, 0 0 plus 15. So now we have plotted the A and B. Now we have to calculate the total charge of the system. So suppose QA and QB, these are given. So the it will become, suppose this is Q, so Q is given by QA plus QB. So this will becomes 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 and minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7. So these are equal and opposite, so they will cancel each other, and this will becomes 0. These are the same quantities, so the difference between them becomes 0. So this is the total charge, and we have to find out electric dipole moment. So for the electric dipole moment, we have to find out the distance between them. So this will be 15 centimeter and 15 centimeter. That is 15 plus 15, 30 centimeter. So distance between charges equal to 15 plus 15, that is 30 centimeter, and this 30 will be divided by 100, that is 3 by 10, that is 0.3 meter. So now we have to calculate electric dipole moment due to charge A. So this electric dipole moment is given by QA into D. And this will be equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 into 0.3. And 25 into 3, that is 7.5. This will become 10 to the power minus 8. Actually this is 0.75 into 10 to the power minus 7, or 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. And this will be along positive z axis. We are calculating it along positive z axis. Similarly, if we put this QB into D, that will be across negative z axis. So going in this way, we have calculated the dipole moment also. This is our answer. Let's discuss the next problem. An electric dipole with dipole moment 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 centimeter is aligned at 30 degree with the direction of uniform electric field of magnitude 5 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per Coulomb. Calculate the magnitude of torque acting on it. So we have to find out the torque. And first we will note down what is given. So electric dipole moment is given. Which is usually denoted by P, and P is 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 centimeter. And angle between P and E is given. And usually this is denoted by theta, so theta is 30 degree. Electric field is also given. This is 5 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. And we have to find out torque. Torque is denoted by tau, and tau we have to calculate. So here is a relationship between P, E, theta and tau. And this relationship is tau equal to P, E sin theta. Now simply put down these values and solve it for tau. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 multiplied by 5 into 10 to the power 4 multiplied by sine 30. Thus theta is 30 degree given. So put down the values. This will be 4 5 are 20 and 9 minus 4 5. So 20 into 10 to the power minus 5. And sine 30 half. So this will be 10 into 10 to the power minus 5. 10 into 10 to the power minus 5, that is 10 to the power minus 4 Newton meter. So this is the value of torque. The next problem, which is quite conceptual. A polythene piece rubbed with wool is found to have a negative charge of 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Estimate the number of electron transferred from which to which. Is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? So first we have to note down the what is given. So when polythene is rubbed against wool, electrons get transferred from wool to polythene. Hence, wool becomes positively charged and polythene becomes negatively charged. Because the electrons are going to polythene, so electrons are negative charges, so polythene becomes negatively charged. So it was the concept that we have used. So amount of net charge is given, which is negative on polythene piece. So charge on polythene piece. And this charge, suppose this charge is given by Q, and this is minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. And we know that amount of charge on an electron this is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So if we have to know the total charge and charge on a single electron, if we divide this total charge by charge of on single electron, we will find out number of electrons. So we will use a formula by using Q equal to NE, N equal to Q by E, N equal to Q by E. So Q we have to know, E we have to know. So minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 9. Solving this, we will get 1.87 into 10 to the power 12. So the total number of electrons are 1.87 into 10 to the power 12. These number of electrons are transferred from wool to polythene. So which will be equal to number of electrons transferred from wool to polythene. And now we will solve the second part of, it was the first part of solution. Now the second part of solution. So there is a transfer of mass taking place. This is because of electron has a mass, and this mass is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram. So the mass transfer will be equal to m equal to mass of electron into number of electron. So here n we have calculated. If we multiply this by the single electron mass, then we will get the total mass transfer. So simply put down the value. This will be 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 into 1.85 into 10 to the power 12. Calculating this value, we will get 1.706 into 10 to the power minus 18 kilogram. So this amount of mass will be transferred from wool to polythene. So this will be equal to mass transferred from wool to polythene. This is a quite conceptual problem. That's all for now. In the next problem solving session, we will discuss some more problems related to this chapter. And अगर आपको हमारी वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करें, जिससे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसका चैनल का लाभ ले सकें। अपने सोशल मीडिया वॉल पर वीडियो के लिंक को ज़रूर पोस्ट करें। जो भी वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी हो उसे अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ में शेयर करें। दूसरी चीज़ कि अगर अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कर लें, जिससे आगे आने वाले वीडियोज़ के बारे में आपको नोटिफिकेशन मिलती रहेगी। और जैसा कि एग्ज़ाम्स का टाइम है तो काफ़ी सारे इम्पोर्टेंट टिप्स भी दिए जा रहे हैं। उन सारे इम्पोर्टेंट टिप्स के बारे में आपको पता चलता रहेगा। काफ़ी सारे अपडेट्स भी दिए जा रहे हैं, उन सारे अपडेट्स के बारे में भी आपको पता चलता रहेगा। तो इसके लिए आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कीजिए। थैंक यू।